Good evening and welcome to the final episode of the Game Plan Show, the final leg in the Nyamuka Zambia business plan program that sees would-be entrepreneurs pitch to our judges in the hopes of receiving funding of up to 250,000 kwacha for their business idea. My name is Chim Sumuko, and it is my pleasure to once again grace your presence and keep you company as we discover who will emerge victorious. So far, our 10 contestants have had a chance to make an impression on our judges, selling their business concepts by putting together pitches aimed at convincing the judges to increase funding for their businesses from 75,000 kwacha, which they automatically receive by making it to the top 10, to between 150,000 kwacha and 250,000 kwacha, depending on how they place in our top 5. Who will make it to the top 5? Who will walk away with the grand prize? We find out after the break when the judges begin to deliberate.
Nyamuka Zambia.
You know those things you spend your money on every day? The stuff you could probably do without? Well, giving them up really adds up over time. Before long, those don't have to haves turn into those big, always wanted. Whatever your goal, we've got the savings account to help you get it. Start saving today and prosper.
My name is Bernard Mwilaka Mweneshe. I'm the director at Marvel Publishers in Lusaka. I had been looking for funds to improve my business, I'm doing my own works, our own books as Marvel Publishers, but also inviting people from outside who would like to have their books published. Zanaco is a bank, so I've been banking with them for the past, 10 years more. I think it's the right bank because it's found in almost every district. So it becomes very easy during transaction.
We've been partners with Nyamuka Zambia for 3 years now. We actually, the moment that they launched Nyamuka Zambia in 2015, Zanaco participated with them in being the anchor sponsors. Now, the story of Bernard is very interesting. First of all, Bernard actually is our customer. Then secondly, Bernard participated in the Nyamuka Zambia project for last year. And he had a very unique idea, like you've mentioned. So what Zanaco is doing to support him now is to arrange a working capital facility for him so that he can go on and expand the business.
It's important to get a job, you get your experience. Once you get the experience, but think on the other hand that once I get this experience, I should be able to run my own business because I'm getting the experience now.
Nyamuka Zambia.
Welcome back. Let's cross over to the court and see how our judges are getting along with the business of evaluating our pitches.
The judges have had an opportunity to listen to the 10 finalists, and what we're going to go through now is a process of going through each finalist and just getting a summary feel of what the judges felt about each of the participants. It's just going to be a minute discussion per participant, and I'll start with Judge Regina. What were your thoughts around Namonga? Her presentation was in the manufacturing sector.
Okay, Namonga, I think she was passionate. However, around the business, I feel that her market entry from a timing point of view, the market is quite saturated and she will struggle to really have a competitive advantage.
Judge Benjamin?
In Zambia today, we see engineers and scientists quite dormant, and I feel that this young lady, Namonga, did a brilliant presentation. The only thing that needs to be helped is on the financials. And I think she can, a program, or should I say a plan, can go further than this.
Okay, thank you for that feedback. Our second participant was Moses Chulu, and his business idea revolved around renewable energy and recycling. Judge Regina, what were your thoughts around that presentation?
Looking at this business, I liked the passion, which is always good to see from any contestant. So I'll say keep up on that with Moses. My advisor is perhaps to look at just the target market and have it a little bit more defined, and making sure that he's really playing in the market space where he can make a bigger difference.
Not a convincing pitch for me. I did pick out a few attributes that are positive, but it's difficult to justify a plan like that when the labor costs are not well defined and the financials lack certain things being factored in, like the loan repayment installment. I feel Moses needs to take time to go back on the drawing board and really look at his plan. Perhaps he needs to go in the green energy sector and see what he can do there. He's got energy, he's got the stamina for business, but on this occasion, not a good showing.
Okay, thank you. Our third contestant was one Sir Francis Nkole, and based in Livingston, and he was doing a pitch on his meat processing and packaging business plan. What were your thoughts around that?
I feel that he has no passion for this type of business, especially looking at his background coming from human resources. I really don't know what is driving him to come into this kind of business plan, but I can only assume that maybe price money, and they're looking at the whole project. I don't think it's viable enough.
Okay, Jojo.
He sort of folded quite quickly when he was pushed. I think he has seen an opportunity and he's worked out how it could be exploited, but he hasn't factored in the reality in his business plan.
Okay, thank you. Our fourth contestant was Kenan Banda, and his business idea revolved around rice processing and value addition to rice and byproducts. What were your thoughts around his pitch?
I enjoyed it as well. I think it's quite well thought out. I think there's some challenges around his thinking, though, around pricing and costs, which are insufficient to really sort of present a very bankable case. But I think he's got a good plan, and I wish him well.
Thank you. Jojo?
I liked his plan very much. I think it has a big impact. It has a big footprint. There still needs tweaking in there. There's some a lack of realism in distribution, perhaps, and some pricing. He needs to sort of practice a bit more on the sales pitch. I mean, if he's going to go into a bank or whatever, he's got to sell himself. He's got the passion. He just isn't selling himself as well as he could do.
Contestant number 5, the food truck Tandiwe Ngulube, based in Lusaka. Your thoughts on that?
The food truck, for me, Tandiwe, first passion, very passionate. And I think from selling ideas, she definitely can sell ideas. I like the fact that she has some experience in the business. And I think she's, although she sounded in the business pitch to be a lot more aggressive in her growth strategy, but I think on paper she's quite reasonable in her approach. So for me, it's a simple business, and I think relatively small, well-structured. She has the requisite experience and passionate for the business, and her scaling approach was quite measured. This was one of the business pitches that I liked as well.
Okay.
I felt character was the one thing that I picked up in our presentation. When the bench of judges put her under extreme pressure, and I was one of those people, she didn't recoil and go in a shell and hide. She put her head out and said, look, I'm here if you're looking for me, come find me, and this is my defense. And if you cannot defend what you believe in, then you cannot execute it.
Contestant number 6, Mumba, the ICT software development company that's looking to provide payroll and HR system into the business environment. Yeah. What were your thoughts?
Okay. Mumba, in my view, I think needs to relook at his growth ambition. And he also needs to consider the after-sale service for his service. And he should be very mindful of how competitive the industry is in. He's changing, and how most of his target customers, particularly the larger corporates, are now solving for themselves. And there are also cheaper solutions. Some are free. that are on the market. So he really needs to do his competitor scan once again and redefine his growth plan as well as his competitive advantage.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, on Mumba, I like the idea of IT software, especially coming from a local. But my worry is actually based on the fact that there's a lot of competition in this field. At the same time, there are those free softwares online. And what would stop those SME out there to get a free software online as opposed to going to Mumba and buy the ideal software that he has mentioned. I feel also that his plan was sort of ambitious, especially in the growth part of it. He didn't consider the competition, the heavy competition that is in this industry.
Again, I think he's a bit of a dreamer. I think that's not a bad position to be in when you're trying to pitch, but the reality, I think, between the disconnect and his market is too huge to bridge. I don't think he's going to be able to meet the sales targets, and I think he's going to struggle to be competitive.
The seventh candidate, Daisy Diangamo, meat processing. What were your thoughts around her pitch?
On Daisy, she wrote this business proposal out of her experience, and I would support her entirely because I believe that she knows what she's doing. And for me, my take is on Daisy.
Okay.
I think she's strong. I think she's got the history behind it does evidence some future sustainability of it. I think she's researched her markets well. She's looked at the linkages. I think the plans around the processing aspect to that are quite robust. So I'm supportive of the presentation and hope she goes forward.
Contestant number 8, Kayimbo Katengo. The miracle machine that is going to panel beat all the cars in the country.
Yeah, Kayimbo purchasing this, he struck me as one who's investing in a very expensive toy, but doesn't quite want to learn how to use it and maintain it. So, when you're using a specialized equipment like this, I think it's very important that you get to understand how it works and how it will work afterwards and the risks attached to it. That I didn't get from his speech. And he would be one of those business cases that I'll be very nervous to go into. And the competitor analysis was very weak because there are many other businesses that are in this, but he failed to acknowledge that they are there and pitched it as if you'll be the first and indeed the miracle fixer of the issues in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was slightly hoodwinked. I certainly read that business plan and it made it sound like this is the first of these machines in the country. It was going to resolve all our issues. But no, it turns out, as we've discovered from Judge Benjamin, these machines are already here. It wasn't a miracle after all.
Okay, thank you.
Nyembo, I think that was another bad day at the office for one of the contestants. I mean, it was a very poorly written business plan. I mean, if you cannot have a location and attach a price to it on your balance sheet as you're starting, where are you going to operate from? From his bedroom? I don't understand. And this is about a motor vehicle plant where he's going to panel. The first job he needs to do in panel beating is to panel beat his proposal, because this proposal needs a bit of tweaking and shaking up. I'll just rip it up and throw it in the bin and say, look, go and start afresh. There is no foundation here.
Okay.
It's a write-off.
There we go. I can hear some panel beating language being used. Okay, so contestant number 9 was Stephen Mvula, who has designed a piece of equipment called the Speed Spot fertilizing applicator, allowing farmers to be able to put the fertilizer while standing and be able to avoid being affected by fertilizer in their hands. What were your thoughts around his innovation?
First, I was completely impressed that he brought his equipment here. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You can write the best business case, but if you can't see the end product, then it's nothing. And for me, Stephen, I think this is one business person I would like her to see supported by institutions that are working with small-scale farmers to help him market and distribute his product. And he was certainly one of those few business cases that I liked. Yeah, he may not have come out too eloquent, but his business case is quite solid.
Okay.
Well, given the sort of prevalence of small-scale farmers and the sort of the back-breaking work that they do, I think there's definitely a need for that type of apparatus. I think the replicability of it is going to be something which I'd worry about. But even they may have some sort of registration on it, I'm not sure how enforceable that is. But the concept is good, and I think if he links up to the right sort of agric sort of companies, it could go a bit further.
Okay. Last contestant, Priscola Siabasimbi, the online directory.
Very good business idea, but I still feel that the numbers were not right, especially looking at the market size. Again, from the market point of view, we're looking at the target market, who would be the end users. I feel that she's just messed up this thing. She needs some time to understand the market and help also in that regard.
I fail to see how she's going to get the sales in, and there are ways of doing that, but not how she is proposed to do it. So I would think within 3 months she's going to realise this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you, judges. There you have it. You've heard the judges go through the 10 contestants and just give us a feel of how they felt regarding the pitches of these 10 contestants.
Some interesting comments coming from our judges there. It's clear to see that while some contestants certainly made their mark, others definitely fell short in the pitching department. Will your favorite pitch make it to the top 5, or will they have to be content with 75,000 kwacha that they're entitled to? Let's get back to the deliberations and find out.
Now, judges, the next stage is I would like to hear from each one of you who your top 5 is. And please note that even as you listen to the top 5 of the judges, this is in no particular order. We're not yet there where we're giving you the top 5. So this is in no particular order, but the judges will rank their top 5 at this point. We will start this other side and give Judge Francis the first go. Your top 5.
Okay. My top 5 in no particular order are Chulu Moses, then followed by Ngulube Tandiwe, followed by Mvula Stephen, and I have Banda Kenan, and the last one is Desi Diangamo.
Okay, so you have Moses.
Yep.
You have Tandiwe.
That's correct.
Mvula.
Yes.
Banda.
Correct.
And Diangamo.
That is correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge Joe.
Again, in no particular order, I have Kenan Banda. Yes. Stephen Mvula. Mumba. Tandiwe. And Daisy.
Okay. And Daisy. Judge Charles.
Daisy again. Kenan. Namunga. Tandiwe. And Stephen.
Tandiwe and Stephen.
My top 5 Diangambo Daisy, Mvula Stephen, Banda Kenan, Ngulube Tandiwe, Shikapande Namonga. Okay. Judge Regina.
Top 5 in no particular order: Stephen Mvula, Daisy Diangamo, Kenan Banda, Tandiwe Ngulube, and Mumba.
Tandiwe and Mumba. Okay, I can already see some common names appearing on your lists. One of the names that's appearing on everybody's list is Daisy. Judges, you all have Daisy on your list.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to put Daisy down. Please note, viewers, that we are not yet at the point where we're giving you the list in ranking order. This is in no particular order. So Daisy has come out common on all the 5, and then I have seen Tandiwe as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tandiwe. Okay. And then I have seen Kenan Banda.
Yes.
Kenan Banda. Okay. We've got Kenan Banda and Mvula Stephen.
Yes.
Kenan Banda. Mvula Stephen, yes. And Namonga is appearing on, I think, 2 judges. And then we have Mumba. Okay, we've only got 1 slot left. So we have Mumba and we have Namonga. Judges, I'm going to have to throw this back at you because we cannot have 6. We need a top 5. So between Mumba and Namonga, quick decision?
Quick decision for me, Mianda, I'll go for Namonga.
Namonga?
Yes.
Well, I chose Mumba. I'm persuadable. It was very close.
Okay.
But I feel he's started. He's already got a few customers going. He's already working with 400 on his payroll. So I think he's got a chance. Yeah.
So you're still going to go with Mumba?
Yeah, at this point.
Judge Charles?
Yeah, I was Namonga. Not that I'm easily persuaded, but I think that if we've got to push someone through, I'm happy to sort of move out and push in a Mumba. I think
Mumba.
Yeah,
The ICT payroll.
The payroll, HR.
Okay.
I'll still go for Namonga.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have 2 judges for Mumba, 2 judges for Namonga. We have Judge Regina, you have to.
I had voted for Mumba, and I would like to be consistent.
So Mumba.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 3 judges picking on Mumba and 2 judges.
Even though, my heart still bleeds for Namonga, but fair is fair.
Oh, can you be persuaded? Can you be swayed?
No, I'm sitting on the fence right now. I think I'll go with my first
Okay,
shot.
you'll go with Mumba.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll, judges, Mumba?
Mumba. Mumba it is.
Okay, there you go. Okay. So, there you go. The judges are, my heart is pumping. I mean, I want to know who. They still have me confused because this is in no particular order, but I'll read the names out for you. And please note again, this is in no particular order. We have Daisy, we have Tandiwe, we have Kenan, we have Stephen, and we have Mumba, in no particular order. Yeah, let's see who's going to be in the top 5. The next announcement will be in a particular order.
The judges certainly had a lot to take into consideration. Not an enviable task and certainly not an easy task as well. A lot to think about, and of course some of them also had their preferred top 5. But now that we know who has made it, but how will they actually place? Well, we find out after the break.
Nyamuka Zambia.
Deposits, ATM, Visa, e-tax, Forex, bonds, bills, corporate, retail, online, banking, advice, credit, check, service, grant, award,
you name it.
Branches, tellers, cash deposits, ATM, Visa, e-tax, Forex, bonds, bills, corporate, retail, online, banking, advice, credit, check, service, grant, award, you name it.
You know those things you spend your money on every day? The stuff you could probably do without? Well, giving them up really adds up over time. Before long, those don't have to haves turn into those big, always wanted. Whatever your goal, we've got the savings account to help you get it. Start saving today and prosper.